Let me tell you something. Introverts tend to be quiet, reserved, self-aware, thoughtful, and more comfortable alone. They can withdraw from the world and be happy with it. But here's the catch. While they enjoy their alone time, being invisible is the last thing they want. No matter what your nature is, I'm sure there's nothing more satisfying than being valued, and on top of that, being heard. A recent study that assessed the performance of more than 900 CEOs found that people with introverted personalities exceeded the expectations of their investors more often than extroverted ones. That makes one thing pretty obvious. We undermine the unique abilities of introverts. If you think introverts are unattractive and awkward, you should reconsider your point of view. Timothee Chalamet and his awkward ways of facing the world tells us that introverts are no way behind, and the way women and even actresses are obsessed with Timothee is crazy. What makes this even more interesting is that he's nowhere near the alpha male cliche, neither in his looks nor his character. If anything, he's just a famous introvert who's shy and uncomfortable when speaking. He looks down while talking in public, fidgets quite often, and puts his hands in his pockets. That leaves no room for doubt that he's uncomfortable and more of an introvert, and he even admits that. But does that keep him off the public attention? Absolutely not. In fact, he owes much of his attractiveness to his personality. Hey everyone, and welcome back to Psychology Shark. In this video, we'll discuss 6 tricks you can learn from Timothee Chalamet to turn your awkward moments into moments where you're shining. Let's dive right in. Number 1. Spread out positivity even when you feel nervous. Is there a way to make your introverted personality appear more attractive? Or could you bounce back your awkward moments and enjoy the spotlight? Well, you're in for a treat because Timothee Chalamet shows us that it's no longer a dream and is possible. When asked on a show if he feels nervous when he gets out the gate, Timothee quickly responds that it's obvious he is. But what he does differently is he doesn't try to hide or fake it, as most of us do. Instead, he embraces it. Although he's outside his comfort zone, the big smile on his face never seems to fade away, and he keeps his positive energy. That's the key here. You improve your attractiveness by not feeling the urge to hide that you're anxious. While many of us may not instantly realize it, you come across as genuine and confident. Imagine someone who shuts down when uncomfortable. That's a turnoff. In fact, it'll even make you uneasy as you mirror the other person's discomfort. But it looks like Timothee has the secret bullet of concealing his discomfort. He responds to this positively, which is why he comes off as confident. Number 2. Look casual and smile through a tease. Yes, this one may come off as a tough one, but the benefits associated with it are beyond belief. Take my word for it. When Jimmy Kimmel asked Timothee about his GQ cover photo in an interview, he wasn't awkward about it at all. Instead, he remained unfazed through it. There's no denying that smiling through a tease is no cakewalk, but we see Timothee pulling it off like a breeze. Contrary to popular belief, being teased in front of someone does not automatically imply that you are unattractive or of poor social standing. It's common for close friends to tease one another as a way of showing affection. What truly makes you appear attractive or unattractive is how you react to it. For example, let's say you adopt a defeated body language after being teased, such as a frown, dropped gaze, or quieter voice. This makes you appear unattractive. Frankly, this attitude makes it appear like you think the tease is actual criticism. I'm sure you don't want to fake a smile in a situation like this, but here the goal is to not take being teased personally. Number 3. Acknowledge how you feel about a situation as an introvert. Next up, call out your awkwardness. Don't just ignore it. By doing so, you'll be able to successfully move past feeling awkward. You probably didn't know that discomfort increases when everyone perceives something as unpleasant, but no one says anything about it. Now, you may be wondering what to do in a situation like this. Well, the answer is more straightforward than you think. When you're awkward about something, pluck up the courage to acknowledge it. While many fear speaking about it, the one who does refer to it as an awkward situation earns marks for having the nerve to do so. In an interview with Alan, we see Timothee calling out on his shyness. He lets the awkwardness flow naturally. In reality, very few things are actually humiliating. Instead, our reactions to situations often make things 100 times more awkward for us. Or let's put it this way, your response to it forces people into believing what happened was terrible. When you're trying to hide something, it makes us appear strange. Let's go over this pervasive everyday example. If you trip and fall, people might laugh at you. In response to that, if you hide away or appear embarrassed, you're making yourself subject to mocks. On the flip side, if you laugh it off, you're good to go. Number 4. Don't assume negative intent of people when you're not sure. Here's a pro tip we often watch Timothee Chalamet using. Don't assume negative intent in ambiguous situations. You're only setting yourself up for failure. But unfortunately, this also makes way for many insecurities, and that's the last thing you want as an already introverted person. The worst part is that it'll always leak into your conversations when you're insecure. If you let something come off as a personal attack on you, it will always put you down. Mark my words. So what Timothee does here is he lets it slip off with a friendly smile. This way he's interpreting the teasing as a friendly gesture. Nobody cares about your flaws, at least not half as much as you think they do. Chalamet even gives off this advice as a life lesson to his fans. Number 5. Give the other person the conversational starring role. If you find yourself rambling when you're uneasy, it's your time to apply this life-saving trick. The trick here is to pass on the spotlight to the other person. It will buy you time to gain your cool while letting the other person speak, which they'll admire. This will ensure that you're not the only one talking. In a talk show, we see Timothee Chalamet passing the conversation to Army by saying, "Army tells the story better than me." This shows that he's taking the time to compose himself and regain his calm. Number 6. If you're forcing yourself to do well in a conversation, the pressure will build into awkwardness. In another interview, Timothee mentions that if this doesn't go well, on with the rest of life. And that's honestly the mindset we all need to adopt to go on with life. When you feel pressured to succeed in a conversation, it makes you anxious. As a result, your body language will automatically become stiff and uneasy. So relax and don't be hard on yourself. As ironic as it may sound, the only solution here is to allow yourself to feel that not all conversations go well. You will instantly carry yourself with more confidence and present yourself more attractively if you approach a person you are attracted to with the mentality of, "I hope we hit it off, but if not, well then on with the rest of life." Again, the answer is to permit yourself to engage in difficult conversations. If you want a way out of this, work on your charisma, appearance, and finally, on letting people know your achievements. With this, you'll never have to worry about being ignored just because you're an introvert. Being an introvert shouldn't steal your spark. It doesn't mean you don't stand a chance anywhere. Timothee Chalamet makes it pretty clear introverts can be popular in their own way. So there you have it, but these few tips from the star, Timothee, are only the beginning of your popularity as an introvert. So explore this topic further and find out which tips work best for you. Thanks for watching this video. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on more psychology facts, tips, hacks, and so much more. We'll see you in the next video. Take care.